And what that means, and you're not going to hear this from anybody else, what that means is that the powers that be, corporate America, Wall Street, the huge campaign contributors, the corporate media, these folks are so powerful that no president can do what has to be done for working families unless millions of people join the political revolution. Now, it is true that the people on top have unbelievable sums of money. That's true, and they have incredible power. But there is one thing that we have that they don't have, and that is we have the people. And when people come together, there is nothing that we cannot accomplish. Now, today, you may not appreciate this, but today in America, we live in the wealthiest country in the history of the world. But most Americans don't know that, don't feel that, because almost all of the wealth and all of the income is going to the top 1%. In America today, we have more wealth and income inequality than almost any major country on earth. And it is worse today than at any time since 1928. Now, I want you to hear this and think if this is the kind of country you want to be living in. In America today, listen to this, the top 0.1% owns almost as much wealth as the bottom 90%. In America today, one family, the Walton family of Walmart, owns more wealth than the bottom 40% of the American people. When you talk about an economy that is rigged, understand that in the last 2 years, the 15 wealthiest people in this country, 15 people, saw their wealth increase by $170 billion, which is more money than is owned by the bottom 130 million Americans. Now, I can tell you that in my state of Vermont, you got many, many people who are working not one job, they're working 2 jobs, they're working 3 jobs, and I am sure that is the case here in Georgia and the case all over America. In fact, turns out that while the Japanese are very, very hard workers, we in the United States work longer hours than the Japanese and longer hours than any other people in the industrialized world. We work incredibly long hours, and I go around the country and I talk to working people, and they're working 50, 60 hours a week. Husbands and wives don't see each other. Marriages are destroyed. People are not spending time with their kids because they're out working and working and working, trying to cobble together some income and health care. And yet, despite the fact that we work so hard, it turns out that 58% of all new income generated in America today goes to the top 1%. Brothers and sisters, our job is to create an economy that works for all of us and not just a handful of billionaires. And this campaign is sending a message to the billionaire class. And that message is, you cannot have it all. You are not going to get huge tax breaks when children in Georgia and Vermont go hungry. Ain't gonna happen. You are not going to continue shipping our jobs to China when workers in this country desperately need decent paying work. You are not going to cut the wages and the benefits and the pensions of workers and then give the CEOs of large corporations outrageous compensation packages. And when we talk about the economy, it is not just that we have a grotesque and immoral level of income and wealth inequality. It is also that unemployment in this country is much higher than most people assume. Every month, federal government comes out with a report. It's called official unemployment. Nationally, that means they say it's about 5%. But what that report does not include are people who have given up looking for work and people who are working part-time when they want to work full-time. And when you add all of that together, real unemployment is close to 10%. And now let me tell you something which we almost never discuss, and that is the tragedy of youth unemployment in America. Now, a couple of months ago, I asked some economist in Washington to do a study for me, and I said, please tell me what the rate of real unemployment is for kids 17 to 20 who are high school graduates, not dropouts, high school graduates. And this is what they reported. For white kids, the number is 33%. For Hispanic kids, 36%. For African American kids, 51%. Now, I want you to think for a moment what that means and what the implications of that are. All right, we have to take a break. I'm sorry. I didn't realize my oratory was so powerful. I don't know. But the gentleman, as you know, just walked off the stage, and I think he's feeling better.